Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we still have a leveling kit in, so we're going to be taking that out, but we're going to do the rear end first. So yeah, she's going to be squatted, but today we got some lowering springs for the rear, and then we're going to put the front back to factory. So front will drop 2.5, the rear, they say regular cabs usually drop 2 inches, but they're 2.5 inch springs. The 4-doors, I guess because of they weigh more, they drop 2.5. So all in all, we about to drop this thing at least 2.5 inches up front and 2 inches in the rear. All right, so first, of course, and we're about to get some tires for her. But there goes my spring. But as you can see here, we got stock spring with an airbag. The airbag does have a spacer down here, and I think a small one up top. So I think if we take the spacers out, and we can still use them. I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask why I didn't go 2.4. Rear shocks are still good, and these new Rams it's a pain to get that bolt up top. So I figured this is also the first truck I ever lowered. Always been a lifted guy, but this one's 2-wheel drive, so we're gonna lower it. So I figured I'd do this first, see how it is, and see if I want to go lower. Because I mean, I think the lowering springs was $200. So to get a somewhat better ride and lower truck for $200 versus roughly $1,000 to do a 2.4 drop the correct way, which is springs, new shocks, you know, the whole nine. This was a lot more get your toes wet kind of thing. See how I like it, because I mean, as y'all know, 4-wheel drive swap, solid axle swap. Who's to say this won't ever get a solid axle swap and 4-wheel drive? And we need to pop that back glass out and clean all that up. But that'll definitely be another. Anyway, let's quit yapping. I'm gonna go chase that spring that rolled away, and I'll catch y'all up in a minute. All right. So next, after you get the truck jacked up, tire off, we're gonna undo this bottom shock bolt. The 7/8 or the 21. Alright, so I got a jack under there. Got enough movement in the axle. All that's loose. Rear shock bolts out. Probably gonna have, I don't know if all the air's out of that or not. So what? Alright, so we can still slide that out. So this is your top isolator. Probably gonna be a pain to get that out. But test it. So really to do this, all you gotta do is take the bottom bolt out of the shock, put a jack there, out of the axle. I still got that one on the ground to pitch the axle. And you can put in your 2-inch lowering kit. But I'm gonna work on, I'd like to keep my bags because I do use this truck for, still haul the trailer with it also, even though I got the black truck. It's just a good all-around truck. So I'm gonna try to keep the airbags. So I'm gonna try to get that out of there and in that spring, and I'll get back with y'all after that. We'll come back to these. I gotta find a little nipple to fit on that end to keep it from filling back up with air. Either that or just cut them out. So what we're gonna do now is just run it like it is. Of course, who knows, it may do all right since we're dropping the front 2.5. So it may not squat a whole lot. Find where that factory spring was. Right there. And we'll take this bolt out. We'll jack the axle up till it's easy to get the bolt in. Of course, truck is at a little bit of a slope, but you can definitely see without even just the drop, so we ain't even driven it. She is definitely lower in the back than the front. So, which, of course, we still have to do this side. There is a little bit of weight in the bed. You can see on this side, so once I do this side, it should drop overall even more. But you can see how the bed kind of goes up. And right here is an incline, like I said. And then this side, the bed still kind of goes up, but it's more straight. Like you can actually see that side of the bed. But I already know y'all are gonna ask for a tape measure. So we're gonna tape measure this side. All right, so I haven't done this side yet, but the before is about, get the light off, about, we'll say 37 3/4. And without driving it or anything, or doing the other side, this side, is at 37.5. Well, hopefully they break in. If it only drops 1/2 inch, I ain't gonna be too impressed. But I believe these are Beltex. I'll have to look at what I purchased, but I'm sure they'll have to, I mean, they're brand new. They'll have to break in, but I figured it'd at least be 1 inch, drop another 1/2 inch or 1 inch over time. But we shall see. But all you need to do this job is whatever size lug nuts you got, either 221s or a 2 7/8. Either one will work. And this kind of another reason I went with the 2-inch over the 2-4 drop is it's really simple. Really simple. That, and I'm an iron worker, so every now and again she goes to a job site. So we don't want to usually driving that one, but this one does go. Alright, you can definitely tell it's lower now. I think that other side was holding it up. We'll give her a couple of jumps. Let's see what we measure at. You can see the front higher now, we're on the slope. Hopefully, we're at about at least an inch right now. About 37 1/4, so about a 1/2 inch. Like I said, these are brand new springs. They're gonna take a little time to break in. 37 1/4, so that one dropped another 1/4. But I'll drive it around a little bit and I'll come back and measure it. Still gotta do the front. But you can definitely tell even on the slope, the front's still a little higher, and the bugs are crazy. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'll drive it around, remeasure, let y'all know. If I ain't done an update on the headers, they're still doing pretty good. You definitely tell she barks a lot more. She'll chirp second, even with 321 gears. We gotta get rid of them gears. Now, 321's killed this truck. It being the 6-speed, we'll either go 410 or 456. We'll be putting the factory mirrors back on now that we're lowering it. I did have 20x12s and 33s on here, and I had those mirrors for towing my camper. So don't hate me, but 1/2 tons tow too. This truck's actually probably towing more than 1/2 to 3/4 tons out there. I mean, that 30-foot camper over there, she's the one that pulled it back and forth from Kentucky, which I'm in Alabama. So she's put in some work. Been a good truck. But it's time for her to have a little different life. You know,